Hi, everybody. My apologies. It looks like what I had programmed to go live today, the link itself does not work. So I hope that everybody is channeling in here with the new link currently right now live. No pressure. I'm trying to get this link going on YouTube. So I'm going to wait a little bit because I know, and I apologize, everyone. This is the wrong link for sure. So I apologize for that. Hi, hey, Troy. How's it going? I'm glad that you made it in. Oh, we have Dan here as well. Excellent. Hello. I'm so glad that you guys made it in. I had some technical difficulty with the original link that I had posted for the live. So I'm really appreciative that you were able to come in here through this. This was like a completely impromptu change as of 1 minute late coming into the program. So my apologies. I have two people waiting over on the other side. I hope to goodness that they know to come over here. Hopefully I can get word out there. I'm going to do that now, actually. All right, I just sent it out through the other chat. Unfortunately, I got the likes on the other chat, but not this one. Right. But a like is a like. That's what I say. That's what I say. Oh, okay. So I'm going to ditch the phone. Good. You've got my full attention. I'm going to stall a little bit, as you know, so that people know that this is the right link as opposed to the original one. Hello, everybody who is flowing in here. I was just saying to Dan and Troy that for some reason my link originally would not work that I had posted here. So I apologize for that, but I'm really glad that you found me. I appreciate it. Good day, Aries. Perfect. It's good to see everybody flowing in. Hello, Bruce. How are we today? I know. Okay. So sorry. I'm trying to remember everyone's names here. Aries. Aries, is it Chris? Chris or Toby? Those names are reflecting in my head right now. I can just say Aries. I would love that. Am I actually, because I've known you and your channel actually for at least, gosh, been on your channel for about 2 years now. And you're just stuck in my head as that. Plus, I also think that using the original name helps when people are replaying and they know they can put it into context of who's who in the zoo sometimes as well. So that's always nice. Is everybody stoked for trivia? So tonight I thought I would mix it up and make it a little bit fun. Not that I'm saying that, I hope that it's been fun in the past. I really do. But in this case, hey, Dwayne is in. Okay, so full disclosure, Dwayne is cooking today, everyone, for 25 people are coming to his house. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dwayne. Is it the 92nd birthday of your fiance Jocelyn's dad? So he's going to be back and forth. Not sure if he's going to be able to really participate in the way that he normally would here on trivia, because he loves trivia just as much as me. However, he will be back and forth. So I'll give him, we got to give him a little bit of grace here, everyone. Dwayne Chris / Aries says hello. Yep, 25 people, everyone. What would Bear do, Chris? Would Bear go around like sniffing everyone, jumping on everyone, or would he be kind of like reclusive into himself? I think that mine would be all over the place. Dwayne has a dog as well. His name is Louie. That's one of Ellen's babies. And incidentally, Sammy's brother, they are having their 3rd birthday on the 27th of January. I have a video cooked up to honor the birth of that cute little litter. But yeah, Dwayne is going to be celebrating a 3-year birthday with Louis this week as well. Louis would be all over the place. Louis would be jumping on everyone, I think. Or he's gotten better at that over the years, I would say, Dwayne. But he definitely would grab a toy, and as soon as you throw it, bam, you are his best friend until you get tired of throwing the toy. He's pretty fun. Chris says he loves people. I've taken him to school before at recess, and the kids all love him. Yeah, I can see that. He's such a teddy bear. I was watching him last night, actually, going through some of your videos, and he seriously, like, I say this about my dogs. My dogs snuggle with me every day on the sofa, and I love it. And I always, like, I snuggle right back into them, and I call them my teddy bears because I really do see dogs as like live action teddy bears. I had an obsession as a kid with dogs and teddy bears, and now I have 5 live teddy bears. How lucky am I? But yours, oh my God, Bear seems like the true teddy bear, the one that you can put on your lap and like snuggle in and just love. I'm a tiny bit jealous of how soft and fluffy Bear is. I've got some good side conversation going on here. And Chris says, ah, thanks. Yeah, he's a little teddy bear. Yes, absolutely. He is. Dan says, Lucy would have gone around everybody and say what you want. Feed me, feed me, feed me. Oh, yeah. So Lucy was a food driven manipulator. Oh, I'm sure. Just waiting for the scraps to fall off the table. But that's why you call, like, every dog has a Hoover built within them, don't they? And speaking of Hoover, sorry about the vacuum in the background. Oh well. I think that's real life at the end of the day. Real life is I have 5 dogs and I have to clean this place every day. Otherwise, my whole house looks like Pigpen from Charlie Brown. Poof, hair everywhere. I was packing this weekend. I'm leaving for Alaska for work tonight. And as I was packing, I was laying my things out, like my thermal, my merino wools, because Alaska's cold around this time of year, and I'm getting everything straightened out of what I'm going to pack in my what we call unaccompanied baggage. We throw it in a trailer, and it shows up when it shows up on the other end. Then we have our accompanied baggage, which is stuff I'm taking with me, which ideally should last me about 2 weeks before I could expect the other kit to show up. So anyways, yeah, I was packing it, laying out on the floor, and as I went to go pack it in the bag, covered in Sam hair, like white hair everywhere, all over these black merino wool pieces and whatever else. But then I thought, and this has happened before when I'm packing to deploy, I thought, like, it's actually going to be nice on the other end. Like 2 weeks later, when I pull out a pair of pants and freezing cold and I see dog hair all over it, like, I've always found comfort in that. So again, teddy bears, teddy bears. I should probably pay attention to the chat because I'm falling behind here, but I'm glad that you guys are all talking to one another. Motley loves to snuggle is what Troy says. They are teddy bears indeed. Okay, so she was a beagle for sure. Yeah, Dan had a beagle. I love beagles. They're so smart. Little Snoopies. Dan says you probably remember Lucy, and that's the Chris. And Chris says, yes, absolutely. He remembers. He remembers. So tonight looks like we are getting a few people in here. So welcome, everybody. I am sorry about the redirection at the beginning of the original post to here. I'll edit it later. However, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on this cold Sunday afternoon. It is January the 25th. And it is probably, I think, minus 25 outside right now, currently where I am, and that's in Celsius. It is cold. I had to check on the chickens today and give them extra love because they deserve it. So, all right, everyone, welcome in and happy Sunday, and welcome to Sunday Live Trivia with me, Holly. Say hello in the chat and let me know where you're watching from. For those who have already come in and said hello, thank you and welcome. Tonight, we're quizzing on weird laws from around the world. One-hit wonders, both easy and hard questions. I'm going to ease you into the hard questions. Some history that'll make you say, like, wait, what? What? That really happened? That's real? Or maybe it's not real. Who knows? So we'll give you a minute for everybody to warm up and come in. Forgive me if I miss your name as I'm tallying. I have 5 people registered so far on the page. If you want to participate, I'll read off the people. So I've got Bruce, Dan, Troy, Dwayne, and Chris. Am I missing any names in here? If I am, just throw it into the chat and I will definitely put you down on the board to tally up some points. By the end of this, we'll see who the winners are. Okay. So I'll give you a minute to get that information out there. So let's kick into it. We have category 1. We're going to do this on a true or false kind of basis for this category in itself. So every one of these sound like they're real. Some are real and some are not real. So you guys decide true or false. I'll kick into the first question. Oh, this is my mother-in-law, everybody, Catherine Fafaro. Good day. And I hope that you stick along. I've got some pretty fun trivia in here, and it's made for anybody who pops in or out. I try to make it fun based on all of the age categories here, so we'll see where it goes from there. I have Hiking with Jackie Boy in on the page as well. Kevin, Hiking with Jackie. Oh, yes. I know who Kevin is. Kevin, I was thinking about you the other day. I hope everything is good over in Latvia right now. Kevin, right now, everyone is deployed in Latvia. Him and I worked together both in Latvia as well a couple of years ago when I was deployed there, but he has gone back and he's doing it one day at a time, right, Kevin? I think that's the best way to put it. Chris, I think I have you in there. So, Kathy, I'm not sure if you want to participate, but I have you down on the board, and I'm just about to kick into the first question here. So I'm going to read out the people one more time before I start kicking off the trivia. Okay, everyone? Let me know if I've missed you. So I have Bruce, Dan, Troy, Dwayne, Chris, aka Aries. I'll be using those. Kevin and Kathy. If there's anyone additionally, I'll catch it once I look down at the chat next. But the first question I'm going to kick off with you guys is, in Switzerland, is it illegal to own pig? Is it illegal in Switzerland? Guinea pig. Guys, true or false category. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post that comment right now so that you guys see the question. Perfect. Kathy says she's in. All right. So in Switzerland, is it illegal to own only one guinea pig? Bruce says this is true. Let's see what everybody else says here. Troy says it's true. In Switzerland, is it illegal to own only one guinea pig? Chris says it's true. Kathy says it's false with a question mark. She's like, false? I don't know. Could be false, could be true. 50-50. All the ways across. In Switzerland, is it illegal to own only one guinea pig? I'm going to make a countdown of 5, 4, 3. Oh, we've got Kevin in here. True, only because Troy said it. All right, so Kevin's saying true because Troy said it. And Dan says true as well. Yeah, I thought that was funny too. I don't have anything on Dwayne, but like I said, Dwayne's going to be popping back and forth here. He's cooking for those who just joined for 25 people today. Smoked ribs, I believe, is what he was covering. It's one of his specialties. Dan says, need to own more than one. They are social animals. Okay, so I've got everybody here on the board. The answer is true. Swiss animal welfare law considers guinea pigs social animals. So Dan is right. Owning just one is considered neglect. Little fun fact, pet stores in Switzerland sometimes sell guinea pigs in pairs only to cover that. So good job, everybody who guessed that correctly. Next question. In Alabama, is it illegal to wear In Alabama, is it illegal to wear a fake mustache in church if it causes laughter? I'm going to paste that on the board so you guys can read it yourselves as well. In Alabama, is it illegal to wear a fake mustache in church if it causes laughter? True or false? I found this one interesting. In Alabama, is it illegal to wear a fake mustache in church if it causes laughter? Oh, we've got our first one in on the board, and it is Kathy. She says true. Dan says true. And Bruce says false. Kevin says, that sounds like something I would do. Yes, it does, Kevin. It does sound like something you would do. Bruce says false. Troy says true. And Kev says true. And Chris says true. I think that's everyone here I've got clocked except for Dwayne. But again, like I said, he's going to kind of come back and forth. I really shouldn't even have him on the board. Chris says, I'll be in and out as well. Going to pick up my daughter and dance now, then basketball game afterwards. Well, Chris, I hope you enjoy the games and all the daddy taxi time today. I appreciate you being in here, though. I really do. We'll pop in and respond accordingly. This is perfect. Then there's always the playback, right? I've got some pretty good questions lined up for today, so I do appreciate all who are in here. Oh, look at this. We have Lugnut, the chocolate Labrador, in on the page now tonight as well. That's great. I'm going to nickname you Luggy for this show, okay? If you want me to use your first name, absolutely put it down there, but you're lucky because we are just started kicking off the trivia for today, and I see there's more people piling in, so that's fantastic. We are on question number 2, and question number 2 was, in Alabama, is it illegal to wear a fake mustache in church if it causes laughter? We had a majority of the people in here say that it was true. I think you guys think I'm tricking with you, but I'm not in this case. It is actually false. This is a long-running internet myth with no verified legal backing. And fun fact, many church laws outline come from misquoted disturbance of peace offenses. So that's why you can kind of use that as a loophole there. So I'm glad everybody has acclimated themselves with Luggy. Welcome in. I'm really happy to have you here. So the third question, everybody. In Canada, is it illegal to drag a dead horse down Yonge Street on Sundays? I'm going to paste that on so that you can read it. Here we go. I know, Kevin, just to go back to the other question that I asked about having a mustache in church, he said he would do it anyways, even if it was true or false. So that's funny. All right. So the next question was, in Canada, is it illegal to drag a dead horse down Yonge Street on Sundays? Bruce says it's not illegal. So he says false. Does everyone here know what Yonge Street is? To my knowledge, I believe Yonge Street is one of the longest streets in North America. It runs all the ways down through downtown Toronto, stretches all the ways across a lot of that part of the province. So that is the street that we're talking about. It's one of the first streets that was formed around that area when the colonies were coming. And yeah, so you can just picture that there was probably a lot of traffic going back and forth with horses on Yonge Street. It's one of the oldest streets. All right, so we're getting more answers in. This is coffee, by the way, I have going. I hope you all are enjoying a nice beverage of your choice as well while we're here. So in Canada, is it illegal to drag a dead horse down Yonge Street on Sundays? Bruce says false. Troy says false. Dan says true. Bruce came back and said nope. Kevin says no. And Dan says, Irish coffee? Oh, I wish it were Irish coffee. I do enjoy a good Irish coffee once in a while. But no, it's just regular black coffee. No sugar, no fuss. It's getting cold, so I'm going to start sipping it a little bit more. A little bit more. Poor dead horse, yes. Poor dead horse. This is Kathy weighing in. Poor dead horse. Yeah. Well, No Sailor rum. See, Bruce knows me well. I do enjoy my Sailor Jerry's. I do. Nope, not today. I was contemplating having a drink last night, though, before I went to Alaska, but I opted out. So the question was, in Canada, is it illegal to drag a dead horse down Yonge Street on Sundays? The actual answer is false. Often repeated as an old bylaw, but there is no solid evidence it was an enforceable law. So Toronto does have dozens of strange historic bylaws that were quietly repealed, and this is one of them that wasn't actually officially documented, but it was frowned on. If you had a funeral for a horse, you generally shut down on Sundays because that was for the church and for God and for relaxation. So that is why it's taboo to bring anything dead down the streets of Yonge Street on a Sunday. It's usually religiously driven, as we know. Kevin comes in here and says, coffee with Kahlua. Coffee with Kahlua is a tasty choice as well, but I prefer Bailey's myself. If I was going to put any kind of liqueur in my coffee, it would be Bailey's. So everyone, the next question. In Arizona, is it illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub? Is it illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub in Arizona? Bruce says that this is true, and Dan says that it is true as well. Let's see what everyone else finds out here. In Arizona, is it illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub? True or false? True or false? Troy comes in with false. Let's see who else comes in on the board. In Arizona, is it illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub? I'm going to start counting down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, looks like Kathy got her reply in just in time. She says that it is true. She was thinking about it, though. I can see that. True. I think there should have been maybe a question mark after that. All right. So the answers are in, and the actual answer is it is false. So good on you, Troy. You got that one correct. A famous folklore story based on a real rescue incident, but not an actual law. There you go. So fun fact, this one appears in trivia books more than one other fake law, just to get you guys all tricked up. So there you go. It is false. It's not illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub in Arizona. It's not frowned on at all. They don't mind. So good on you, Troy. You got that one correct. And I'm glad that you enjoyed that, Dan. Okay, so the next question is, in Japan, citizens are personally fined for being overweight. True or false? True or false? In Japan, citizens are personally fined for being overweight. In Japan, citizens are personally fined for being overweight. True or false? Troy says it's false. I was just watching Troy's live yesterday, and it was pretty interesting. He was at a beachscape, and there was a ton of like pelicans and gulls and everything all on the shore. I could just picture myself right there on the beach as he was filming it. It was a really nice live, Troy. So thank you for sharing that. If you guys enjoy outdoor life, you should check out his channel, Adventure America. It's pretty interesting. Shows you things that you don't see normally. Bruce in reply to, in Japan, citizens are personally fined for being overweight. I'm getting a bunch of answers in here. Bruce says false. Kathy, she says false. Oh, my book keeps sliding whenever I put your points down. Bruce also says, if true, he's not going to Japan. Are you saying you have a little bit of extra weight on you there, Bruce? That's okay. It's more the love. That's what I say. Kevin says it's false. Yeah, everybody else kind of laughed at Bruce there. So the actual answer is everyone is correct on this one. It is false. So health initiatives do exist in Japan. However, individuals are not fined exclusively for being overweight in Japan. There are many programs on employers and municipalities based on nutrition, but overall, it is not illegal to be overweight. Look at sumo wrestlers. That's the first example I could give you. Sumo wrestlers. I mean, my God, they must have quite the hefty fine. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, moving on from my dad jokes. The waistline measurements are used for data tracking, not punishment in Japan. So there you go. That is the answer on that one. So moving on to the next question. In France, it is illegal to name a pig Napoleon. Is this true or false, everyone? In France, it's illegal to name a pig Napoleon. What do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about that? In France, true or false? It's illegal to name a pig Napoleon. Kathy liked my dad joke there. Excellent. Hefty fine. Getting back to it. Sumo wrestlers, if they were being taxed for being overweight, they would have a hefty fine. Yeah, you wait until I get into the music part. You're probably not going to find that so humorous because I sing randomly. Sing randomly. Okay, so we're starting to get a lot of these answers in, which is awesome. In France, is it illegal to name a pig Napoleon? Napoleon. Dan says it's true. It is true that it's illegal to call a pig Napoleon. Bruce says that it is false, and Troy says false. Dan says, especially if it's a runt, you're not allowed to call it Napoleon. Love it. And Kathy says that it is true. Okay, I've got some pretty good scattered answers here across the board. Going once, going twice. In France, is it illegal to name a pig Napoleon? The answer is false. Often claimed there is no verified modern law banning the name. Napoleon was protected by insult laws during his reign, just not livestock. Just not livestock related ones. You couldn't name certain things Napoleon. They would. And Dan is right, getting back to that, they would insult him in other ways, like calling the runt of the litter Napoleon and etc. And that's how they would socially insult Napoleon. And he had a law out there that actually protected himself from insult laws. He had a law out there to protect himself from insulting him. Yeah, great leader. Great leader. All right, what did Kevin say? I'm seeing laugh out loud Kevin here. So Kevin says, I was going to look for my missing watch, but I couldn't find the time. Ah, ha, ha. He's carrying on with the dad jokes. Please, more. The more the merrier. I am big on dad jokes. I love corny jokes. And everyone else there like that too. So thanks for sharing that one, Kevin. All right, you guys, I'm going to ask the next question. It's question number 7. Question number 7. In Kentucky, it is illegal to dye a duckling blue unless it's for educational purposes. I told you I was going to be throwing out some pretty bizarre questions today. I love these type of questions, though. It makes us think. In Kentucky, it's illegal to dye a duckling blue unless it's for educational purposes. Dan's come in with the first one to come in on the board there with false. My headband is digging into my ear. There we go. I fixed it. Ooh, it was kind of hurting there for a bit. Okay, so in Kentucky, it is illegal to dye a duckling blue unless it's for educational purposes. We have a couple of people who've come in. Dan says it is false. Bruce says it's true. Kevin says that it is true. That is true animal cruelty, that is. Bruce says it might be true for a chicken, Dan says, though I do not know why you would want to dye a duckling blue. Easter time. People are weird. People are weird. Truly, they are. They're weird. That's just quackers, is what Kathy says. That's pretty funny, actually. That's just quackers. Quackers. In Kentucky, is it illegal to dye a duckling blue unless it's for educational purposes? Well, everybody, I think here has weighed in on the board, and the answer is, guys, true. Laws exist to prevent selling dyed chicks and ducklings as novelty pets. A fun fact, similar restrictions exist in several US states, and I kind of hinted in on it. Easter, people are weird, especially Easter time. I've seen a lot of strange things happen to animals around Easter time, dyeing animals different colors, coloring dogs into an Easter egg, and all this sort of stuff. It's just wrong, I tell you. It's wrong. So there you go. It is true. It's illegal. It's illegal to dye little ducklings to make novelty pets in the US and many states. Next question. I'm coming over across the pond towards you right now, Bruce. In the United Kingdom, is it illegal to handle a salmon in suspicious circumstances? Putting the question up on the board. For some reason, it won't let me highlight it. There we go. Okay, in the United Kingdom, is it illegal to handle a salmon in suspicious circumstances? Bruce says true. We went across the pond. Bruce is in the UK right now, and I thought I would include a little bit of a UK question just for him. In the UK, is it illegal to handle a salmon in suspicious circumstances? Dan says false. Troy says true. Handle a salmon in suspicious circumstances. What would that even mean? I'm sure a lot of you are asking yourself that question right now. Exactly. Look at that. Kathy says, define suspicious. I don't think we're going to go into the sexual side of things. There is actually a reason behind it, though. There is a reason. Suspicious circumstances. Kevin says that it is true as well. And Dan says, I want to know, what are suspicious circumstances, or do I even want to know? Kathy says that it is false. Suspicious circumstances. All right, guys. So, suspicious circumstances of handling a salmon in the UK. Is it illegal to do so? Yes, it is illegal to do so. The answer is true. This word appears in real legislation targeting illegal fishing. So the fun fact is, it's one of the most Googled British laws because of its phrasing. So a lot of people do phrase it this way, but what it was supposed to have meant was it's a law against people targeting illegal fishing of salmon in the UK. But how they worded it in the law was suspicious circumstances instead. So there's your definition, everyone. I couldn't answer you right away because I would have given away the answer, but the answer is true. It is true. It is illegal to handle a salmon in suspicious circumstances, aka poaching. There we go. So there's your answer. You learn something new every day. That was one I learned anyway. Suspicious circumstances of handling salmon. How odd. How odd. How perplexingly odd, I say. That's not really a UK accent, though. Next question. In Florida, is it illegal to sing in public while wearing a swimsuit? In Florida, is it illegal to sing in public while wearing a swimsuit? Now, while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to zone in on what Bruce just said here. Bruce came in and he said, you can tickle a trout to catch it. You can tickle a trout to catch it. I feel like that should be a nice little jingle, you know? You're not allowed to pull out the salmon, but you're allowed to tickle the trout. It's a work in progress. More to follow. 10 years' time. Okay, so the question was, in Florida, is it illegal to sing in public while wearing a swimsuit? To those who have just also joined in on the group, we're playing a bit of a true and false category in trivia right now. And the question that's out there on the board is, in Florida, is it illegal to sing in public while wearing a swimsuit? These are just like rando facts, things that you may think are true, may not think that are true, but the chat will decide, and I will read out the answers once everybody has weighed in. So right now, Bruce says that it is false. And so there's Dan. So Dan and Bruce, you both say that that is false. Same with Troy. And of course not, is what Kathy says. March Madness. March Madness. Okay, so the actual answer is, in Florida, is it illegal to sing in public while wearing a swimsuit? The answer is false. Another classic internet myth with no statute behind it, essentially. Florida does not have a very specific beach conduct in play, which in some cases maybe they should. You know, I've seen some videos and photos. Maybe they should have some bylaws in place of what you wear on a beach, but they do not. So for this one, it has been defunkified. It is false. It is not illegal to wear a bathing suit and sing in public in Florida. There you go. Now my bucket list is going to come true. I've always wanted to do that. Go down to Florida in a skimpy bathing suit and just start singing. But I thought it was illegal this whole time. Wow. That right there just opened up a lot of doors for me. A lot. I'm pretty happy. Pretty stoked. Okay, so the next question is, in Singapore, chewing gum is completely illegal in all circumstances. In Singapore, chewing gum is completely illegal in all circumstances. Bruce says that it's yes. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee and let you think about that. All right, got a couple more people weighing in on it. In Singapore, chewing gum is completely illegal in all circumstances. Do we think this is true or false? Bruce believes that it is true. Troy says that it's false. Kat looked like my video just plopped off there. It's okay. It's probably an improvement for all of you, except for me. So in Singapore, chewing gum is completely illegal in all circumstances. Well, we've got another one here. Importing gum is what Dan says as well, is illegal. So let's see. In Singapore, chewing gum is completely illegal in all circumstances. Is it true or is it false? It is false, everyone. Gum is heavily regulated, but medical gum is allowed. The ban was introduced to keep gum out of public transit systems. So there you go. You can safely place your hand underneath a cafe's table and not feel someone else's discards in Singapore. There you go. So if you have a phobia of gum, move to Singapore. They've got you. They've got you covered. False, but the sale of it is what Kev says. Oh, Kev, you got yourself on the board. I'll give you a point for that one, my buddy. Okay, so question number 11. In Ohio, going down to the US now. In Ohio, it is illegal to get fish drunk. In Ohio, it's illegal to get fish drunk. Is it true or is it false? Honestly, my opinion, it should be illegal everywhere. I think that stuff is really wrong and on an epic level. It's cruelty. It's just selfish psychopath cruelty. Bruce is the one that came in on the board the first time with saying true. He believes that it is illegal to get fish drunk in Ohio. Bruce says true. Kevin says false. Same with Troy. Troy comes in at false. Well. We've got a conflicted chat here, everybody. Dan says that it is true as well. Okay, Kathy, it's up to you. What are you going to say? We've got 50% false, 50% true. Let's see what Kathy says about this one. Enemy cruelty. Again, you are right, Dan. It is animal cruelty. In Ohio, is it illegal to get fish drunk? The actual answer is dun 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 dun. Gonna give Kathy a couple of more seconds to get her name. Oh, there she is. Kathy says, is fish drunk a condition? Oh, interesting. I'd say it's a condition that would not happen to the fish if it wasn't forced upon them. It isn't a choice condition. Like you can have a predisposed condition, and of course that wouldn't be legal. But if it's being forced on you and it causes some sort of harm or something that you can't go forward with wholly as a result, I would say that is a forced condition. But she also says that it is false. So let's see. Okay, guys. So in Ohio, is it illegal to get a fish drunk? And Kathy says false. And Kathy, you are correct, as well as Troy and as well as Kevin. You are correct. It is false. So it is wildly repeated claim, but not backed by enforceable law. So they didn't actually have to spell it in writing. It is not an enforceable law. It's just frowned upon to do so. This one started in the 1960s in a humor column first, and that's where that came from. It was from a humor column, but it's not actually law in Ohio. I hope it's just common knowledge, but people do it. We all know this. Okay, so the next question, everybody. Going to paste this into the chat. In Greece, wearing high heels at certain ancient historical sites is illegal. We're going all over the map here today on weird laws, true or false. Right now, we just traveled from the US over to Greece. We've been in Singapore. We've been in the UK. Where else shall we go? Yes, you did get one, Kathy. That's great. I have you down for a couple of points here, so it's all good. You got a few right. So the question, everyone here in the chat says, in Greece, wearing high heels at certain ancient historical sites is illegal. That is the question. True or false? Kevin just came in on the chat and said, a teacher puts a worm in beer, whiskey, and water. The worm in the whiskey and the beer dies. The teacher asks, what does that tell? Little Johnny replies, people who drink beer and whiskey don't get worms. That's funny. Little Johnny jokes. I've always loved them. Some you can say on here, some I cannot. But that one I can. So thank you for that, Kev. Thank you very much indeed. All right, so we're getting some answers here on the chat again. That's great. So the question was, in Greece, wearing high heels at certain ancient historical sites is illegal. Dan says it is true. Just one sec. I got to scroll up here because Kevin's was a long one. All right. So Bruce, I just want to make sure I'm getting everybody here on the board. Bruce says true. Dan, I believe you said true. Everyone here is saying true. That's great. Troy says true. Kev said true. Kathy, you said true. Awesome. All right. Did you see my comment on Ohio? Well, Dan is asking me if I've seen his comment on Ohio. Let's see. Oh, they implement other laws, is what he said about Ohio. Indeed, they do indeed. I'm not going to go into it on this one. All right, so everyone, the question was, in Greece, wearing high heels at certain ancient historical sites is illegal. Everyone here has said true, and everyone here is absolutely correct. That's the first clean sweep across the board, everybody. Congrats to everyone. Everyone got that one correct. High heels can damage ancient stone surfaces, so they frown upon people walking across them with heels because you're tearing away history, right, with your heel. So the rule applies regardless of what your gender is as well. Doesn't matter if you're a male or a female, you are not allowed to use high heels in certain historical sites in Greece. So there you go. That is the answer to that one. Next question, everyone. We're going back to the United States. I found a lot in the United States, but I didn't want to focus completely on the United States. Today, I wanted to go across the pond a couple of times. So this question is, in California, animals cannot mate within 1,500 feet of a tavern. So the question is, in California, animals cannot mate within 1,500 feet of a tavern. Dan comes in first with saying this is false. Now, after I do mention that Kathy enthusiastically congratulated everyone as well for the clean sweep across the board. There's a couple more answers coming in here now as well. So Bruce says that it is true. And Kevin says that it's false. Kathy says it's true. All right, we still have a 50-50 split here, everybody. Where shall it go? Next person to weigh in would be Troy. Troy, where are you? He is flipping it over into the true side. Okay, well, in California, animals cannot mate within 1,500 feet of a tavern. The actual answer is false. It is false. A long-standing myth with no verified statute. The fun fact of it all is many morality-based animal laws did exist, just not this one. Just not this one. That's pretty far away. I mean, when you think of like those tiny little towns, it's pretty hard to be away from an animal more than 1,500 feet. Most of them had them living in their house, right? So how do you do that? How do you do that? So there you go, guys. The answer to that is false. It is not illegal to let your animal procreate within 1,500 feet of a tavern. I thought that was interesting. So now let's leave the United States and let's go over to Germany. In Germany, is it illegal to run out of fuel in the Autobahn? In Germany, is it illegal to run out of fuel on the Autobahn? Is this true or is it false? This is our second last question in this category, and then we're going to move into one-hit wonders after that. In Germany, is it illegal to run out of fuel on the Autobahn? Bruce has come in. Bruce says it is true that it is illegal to run out of fuel in the Autobahn. What does everybody else say? Troy says true as well. True. I've never personally been on the Autobahn. I've been in Germany, but I didn't actually get the pleasure of driving on the Autobahn. I feel I would do very well with it because I have a lead foot, they say, right? And I wouldn't say I'm an aggressive driver, but I can certainly deal with a lot of things going on around me while I'm driving at high speeds. Pretty good at that. So I'd say I'd probably do very well in the Autobahn. Who here has been on the Autobahn? So Troy, I got you down on the board as answering the question. Dan says that it is true. He believes that it is illegal to run out of gas on the Autobahn, and so does Kathy. Kathy says the same thing. Kevin is the only one who hasn't come in on the board yet, and I am going to go once, then twice. Sold. Okay. So the question was, in Germany, is it illegal to run out of fuel on the Autobahn? The actual answer is true. Everybody here got that one correct. Ooh, Kev, you were close. I will give you that. True. It is true. Running out of gas is considered preventable and counts as unnecessary stopping on the Autobahn, which we all know is illegal to stop on the Autobahn in general. You should have known better. You should not have gotten on the Autobahn knowing that you were running out of gas. So it is illegal and you will be fined if you run out of gas on the Autobahn. Emergency stopping lanes are only for breakdowns, not for poor planning. There you go. They mean business, guys. Oh, thank you. Okay, so Kathy, I've taken her to a couple of road trips now. I took her from Nova Scotia up across on a ferry into Newfoundland and up the western coast and back down and back to Nova Scotia again. So she can speak from experience that I do highly enjoy being behind the driver's seat of a car. I really love driving, actually. Doesn't matter how long either. And yes, I've gotten super stiff over the days, but I still drive. I still drive. So great job on that one, everyone. I think generally everyone here got that one correct. Next and last question in this category. Last question in this category. Weird laws. True or false? In Texas, is it illegal to milk someone else's cow without permission? Here's one for you. So I got one for Bruce. I got one. So Troy, my question to you is, in Texas, is it illegal to milk someone else's cow without permission? I keep copy and pasting the wrong question. It is still stuck on the old question. I shall clear that up right now. Done. Okay, in Texas, is it illegal to milk someone else's cow without permission, everyone? No permission, no milk. Cuts down on thievery, I guess. People stealing your milk. We all know that there's a milk mafia down in the old States. Same here in Canada, actually. Same here in Canada. So the question was, in Texas, is it illegal to milk someone else's cow without permission? Dan says that it's true. And Kathy says that that would be true as well. Bruce says that it is true. Troy says it's true. Kev says it's true. Well, everybody here seems to think that this is true. We've got a clean sweep of the same answer across the board. Will we have a clean sweep of everyone getting the answer correct? We don't know. In Texas, is it illegal to milk someone else's cow without permission? It is absolutely true. Good job, everybody. That's considered livestock theft. In Texas, livestock laws are extremely detailed due to ranching history. And as we know, yes, there's a lot of people that like to go on a lot of other people's land and take what they don't have themselves for themselves. Texas is pretty adamant on those kind of things. I'm sure that Troy could say a bit more, but I do know through history that there's been a lot of laws created due to the bad actions of other human beings. So good on you, Texas. It should be illegal to steal someone else's assets, just in general, whether it came from a dog, cat, or a fish. You know, if it's theirs, they worked hard for it, and I'm sure that they have it for a reason, and it's not for anyone else to take, right? People have entitlements. But Texas likes to fight back on that, which is great. So great job, everybody. Dan says he copied off Troy. Yeah, I think we were all leaning towards what Troy was going to say in that answer, taking consideration he is there. He lives there now, Mr. Texas. Okay, well, I think you guys did fantastic there. Everybody here has points on the board, which is fantastic. Kevin is in Texas as well. Perfect. I thought, you know what, Kevin? I so think I got you mixed up with another Kevin that I know. And I think I said at the very beginning of it that you were the Kevin that I served with in Latvia, and I thought you were. So my apologies, Kev. I had no idea that you weren't the Kev that I was tracking in my head, but that's great. Welcome. I'm glad to see you here. It kind of took me back when I saw Hiking with Jackie Boy, because my Kev has a handle Hiking with Jax, right? So when I saw that, I just kind of like went with it. But yeah, okay. I'm happy that you're here. I'm sure that you probably know me through whom? I guess it's Adventure America. Or is it Nitros Farms? I think it all actually centralizes down from Nitros Farms. She gave me some pretty good hits there recently. And thank you. I appreciate your kindness in forgiving me on that one. I apologize. So let's see how you guys are doing with one-hit wonders. I was inspired by last week's conversation. We were talking about different songs, and one-hit wonders was kind of one of a side topic that we were talking about. And so I figured I would incorporate one-hit wonders in today's trivia. I thought that would be fun, something that we could all lean ahead and engage in. And I'm going to bring up my phone here too, because if we don't know what the song is, I might be able to actually play it. So I'm just going to let everyone know here as well that my brother, and I want to vote later when I start, some of you have actually heard me break it into song, and I'm sure you already have a vote on this. But my brother says that I haven't gotten a single tune correct, that I've been wrong, and it sounds terrible, and I should stop doing it live. So let me know as we progress into the next category, which is one hit wonders. Let me know if I'm actually tone deaf or not. I'd really like to know that. Jackie Boy is my miniature pincher, is what Kevin said. Oh, cool. I love those dogs. They're really cute. They're full of spunk. And they don't hurt as much when they jump on you, unlike my dogs, the Labrador. They can muckle on. They can really knock you down if they want to. Like Betty, for instance, she's 85 pounds. She can take me out if she really wanted to. But they don't because they're teddy bears. Going back to that, right, everybody? Doggies are teddy bears. He probably really didn't like last week with me singing too. You know what? If he can't take a joke, you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, is what they say. That's cool that you met Troy a couple of times, Kevin. I think it's really great that we're all actually meeting here online and that there's a connection here. That's for sure. Spunk has a different meaning in the UK. What does spunk mean in the UK? Bruce, here we spell it S-P-U-N-K. You spelled it with an O. I don't know if that was a typo or not, but we're okay with typos in here. We've already established that, right, Troy and Bruce? Okay, so while we're getting the definition of spunk from Bruce, I'm going to ask the first question in the one hit wonder category. Okay. Looks like I was flipped down into my fourth category. So we'll get back to the one hit wonders and we'll transition into history. And it's the type of history where you're like, wait, what? Really? I don't know. Seems right. I don't know. True or false? That's what we're going for. True or false? I'm going to read it out. I'm going to give you, it's not true or false, actually. It's actually A, B, C, or D options here. And we're going to go into this one, and then we'll get into the fun one of music, one hit wonders. So your first question in the history category, more so like the what? History category. First question is, which civilization used urine as a laundry cleaner? I'll show it on the board. Which civilization used urine as a laundry cleaner? Was it the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, or the Persians? Which civilization used urine as a laundry cleaner? Was it the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, or the Persians? I've got a couple of answers here. We've got Kevin in Texas, established now, Kev. Won't forget it. In the bank. Kevin says it was the Egyptians. And Troy says the Romans. Dan says the Romans. Interesting. Which civilization used urine as a laundry cleaner? Was it the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, or the Persians? Kathy says A, the Egyptians. We've got 4 here on the board. We have 2 with Egyptians. Wow, you guys really love to split each other in 2 here, huh? We've got 2 for Romans and 2 for Egyptians. Let's see. I have a feeling that Bruce is explaining spunk and he's getting to it, but I think he might be explaining spunk as opposed to answering the question, Bruce. All right, going once, going twice. Ooh, Bruce gets it in. Bruce says B, the Greeks. So the question was, which civilization used urine as laundry cleaner? And the correct answer is Romans. The Romans used that for laundry cleaner. So good job on you, Troy and Kevin. Urine contains ammonia, which lifts stains. So the Romans would use that for laundry detergent. And a fun fact about that is Romans even taxed public urinals because they would collect said urine as an asset. So they taxed urinals. There we go. Fun fact for the day. The first one off the board. Congrats to the two that got that one correct. Good job. Ooh, so the next category made me absolutely cringe. Okay, the next question, it really did make me cringe. So the question is, chainsaws were first invented for what? Were they invented for firewood, medical procedures, mining, or jungle clearing? I got you down on the board, Dan. I absolutely did. I saw that. I don't know if you notice, but when people actually read out the correct answer, I kind of, it's my tell. I always clock the ones that got it right immediately as I'm reading down through. So that way, when I look back up and explain the answers to the questions, I don't forget anybody. So my tell is if you've answered and I read your name and I look down like this and I'm like, oh, and I'll be like, oh, and Dan answered true. If I'm looking down like that, it means you got it right. Because I'm giving the point. So getting back to the question, chainsaws were first invented for what? Were they invented for firewood, medical procedures, mining, or jungle clearing? Kathy says, AL tells me that the Egyptian and the Mesopotamians also did. Yes, they did. Would you like you know what? I know that the Egyptians did, but the Romans were the OGs. I know that perhaps I asked that question. It was a little ambiguous. So thank you for pushing me on that. I can credit a point each for the other two who did say Egyptians, because you're right. The Romans just started it. That's all. So we've got the answers coming in here. Bruce says it's for medical procedures. And Kathy says that it's for medical procedures as well, which is awesome. Like I said, this one made me cringe. Troy says medical procedures. The question was, chainsaws were first invented for firewood, medical procedures, mining, or jungle clearing. We have 3 people on the board. All 3 have said medical procedures. Kathy, thankfully, has forgiven me for not crediting, but thank you for prompting me. I appreciate that. Next time I'll make the questions less ambiguous because you are absolutely right. And Dan says medical procedures as well. How about you, Kathy? Oh, she said medical procedures. This is good. Okay, guys. So the question was, chainsaws were invented for what originally? Firewood, medical procedures, mining, or jungle clearing? And the actual answer is medical procedures. For all of you that got that one correct, generally everyone did get that one correct. It is medical procedures. So good job on all of you. Here's the part that made me cringe a little bit, okay? And I mean like cringe, because I've never personally given birth, but Kathy, I'm sure that you can, well, anybody here who has any idea about childbirth or whatnot, this is not something I would want come near me in any way, shape, or form as I'm giving birth. Chainsaws were originally used for medical procedures used in childbirth surgery before modern techniques. And the fun fact on that one is early versions were hand cranked. So imagine a chainsaw going into your bones, trying to open you up as you're giving birth to a baby. Oh, and it was hand cranked. Oh my, oh my, oh my. And these days, people complain if their food is like 2 seconds too late or something. Like, oh my God, like look what they had to go through before things got better. Oh, terrible. Terrible. I thought I'd share that with everyone because that was terrible. Okay. So the next question. High heels were originally designed for what? I'm going to paste it here on the board so that you see the options. Sorry. So high heels were originally designed for what? Were they designed for fashion, height, horse riding, or dancing? High heels were originally designed for what? Fashion, height, horse riding, or dancing? What do you think, everybody? Just looking at my phone. Okay, we've got some answers coming in. Bruce says they were originally made for horse riding. Horse riding. Troy says horse riding. Dan says horse riding. Kathy says horse riding. And Kev says horse riding. I hope you don't mind if I call you Kev. It's kind of an automatic thing I do. If so, if you would like me to say Kevin, I would be happy to do that. Kev, for some reason, rolls off my tongue a bit. All right, so the original answer was high heels were originally designed for what? Fashion, height, horse riding, or dancing. Got a lot of people coming in here saying horse riding. And hello, welcome back, Luggy. It's great to have you back in. We're in the middle of our third question of the second category here, which is high heels were originally designed for what? Fashion, height, horse riding, or dancing. And everybody, pardon me, everybody, the correct answer is horse riding. High heels were originally designed for horse riding. It helps, the heels helped riders lock into their stirrups a little bit better, gave them a better ride with more stability, and they were originally worn by men as well. Unimportant fact, but they were. It was originally a man's product to help them hook into the stirrups a little bit easier when they were riding a horse. So congratulations to all of those who got that correct. Next question. We're getting into medieval times. Medieval times. Okay. So medieval people believed disease came from what? Before I paste it, I'm going to read the comments here. Kathy says, I've recently returned from Venice, where they were designed to keep feet dry because of the canal's overflow. Oh, very cool. That's cool. But then we can go back into the other question, which was, historical sites where you can't wear. I guess they didn't have that in Italy. So the next question was, medieval people believed disease came from what? Was it bad air, bad luck, spicy food, or mercury? Medieval people believed disease came from what? Bad air, bad luck, spicy food, or mercury? Bruce is on the board first with bad luck. Medieval people believe disease came from what? Bad air, bad luck, spicy food, or mercury? Troy says bad air. And Kathy says bad luck. Okay, we've got a couple in here saying bad air. I didn't miss you, Kev. I saw that. I almost missed it. And Dan says, I thought it was a punishment from God since it's not a choice. Bad luck. True. Everything was a punishment from God when it was negative. Back then. We need to do better. God's unhappy. Okay, I think everybody here is on the board with their answers on this one. So the question was, medieval people believed disease came from what? Was it bad air, bad luck, spicy food, or mercury? And the correct answer is good job on Troy and on Kevin, because you got that correct. It is bad air. People carried herbs to ward off these illnesses as well. Right, they would hang oregano and garlic and whatnot to ward off these bad believed diseases. So yeah, the question was, medieval people believed disease came from what? And the answer is bad air. They believed that it was the bad air. In a way, they're not wrong. They just didn't understand the microbes that went with the air, right? You can get past oregano and the smell of garlic, those things. So that's what it was. I hope I didn't disappoint you with the lackluster answer to that one. So the next question, everybody. Ancient Egyptians, now we're getting into the Egyptians here, Kathy. Ancient Egyptians shaved eyebrows to mourn. Which creatures? So the question is, ancient Egyptians shaved eyebrows to mourn what? Was it the pharaohs, dogs, their cats, or their spouses? Ancient Egyptians shaved eyebrows to mourn what? Pharaohs, dogs, cats, or spouses? Ancient Egyptians shaved eyebrows to mourn what? We've got our first answer here on the board. Troy says cat and Bruce says cat. Dan says cat and Kevin says cat. 2, 3, 4. Kathy has yet to come in on the board there. So the question again was, ancient Egyptians shaved eyebrows to mourn what? Did they mourn pharaohs, dogs, cats, or their spouse? I'm sure they mourned all, but which one did they specifically shave their eyebrows for? And Kathy, I'm so happy. Yes, that's how they got the word malaria. Makes sense that the answer is bad air. You're right, because it was part of the MIAS. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's MIASMA theory, the miasma theory. Originated from the whole bad air side of things as well. And she answers cat. Okay, we've got everybody locked in on the board here. Great job. Guess what? You have swept the board, everybody. The actual answer is cats. Ancient Egyptians shaved eyebrows to mourn their cats. Cats are, as we all know, were sacred animals in Egyptian times. Killing a cat or even accidentally killing a cat was punishable by death. And they would shave their eyebrows off, and when their eyebrows would grow back, that was the transitional time for them to be able to get another cat when their eyebrows came back. Just one of those little traditions that they had back in the day. I thought it was pretty neat. So the next question, we're going to get everybody knows this product. Everyone, I think, not everyone loves this product, but everyone knows this product. The product is ketchup. Okay, so ketchup was originally sold as what? Was it a wine additive, a medicine, a soup, or a cleaner? Ketchup was originally sold as what? Oh, hello, Rude. Sorry, I guess this would be Nathan. I kept calling you Rude last week. You got a little upset at the end. But yeah. So, good day, Nathan. We haven't transitioned into the music category yet, so you're almost on time here for the trivia. And Nathan says it was originally created for medicine. The question was, ketchup was originally sold as what? A wine additive, medicine, soup, or a cleaner? Nathan came in with medicine. Same with Bruce. Bruce says that it was originally made for medicine, as well as Dan, Kevin, and Troy. Everybody here is sweeping the board by saying that it was medicine. How about you, Kathy? Here she is. Kathy says it was a wine additive. Everybody, I think, is locked in their comments, their questions, their concerns. And the question was, ketchup was originally sold as what? A wine additive, medicine, soup, or a cleaner? The correct answer is medicine. Medicine was the original reason why ketchup was sold. It was marketed as a digestive aid. Tomato pills later on became pretty popular. but this was the liquid form, and they felt that it went faster into the system. So there you go. Medicine, marketed as a digestive aid originally, ketchup was. It evolved into what it is now, and I'm sure it has different additives now than what it originally did. We all know this. Everything was more natural back then. But they were a lot more hocus pocusy about what things were as well. Yes. So medicine used to be a snake sauce, everybody. That's what it was. So good job on everybody who got that one correct. And even good job on those who didn't get it correct, because you're here and you're playing, and it doesn't matter if you're on top or not, as long as we are having fun. Right, everybody? Okay. So the next question. Next question is, folks were once considered sinful because what? Or forks. I'm sorry, not folks. But I'm sure folks were considered sinful too. We still are. Forks were once considered sinful because of what? They were too expensive. They were devilish. They insulted God's design, or they were linked with witches. So forks were once considered sinful because of what? They were too expensive. They were devilish. They insulted God's design, or they were linked to witches. And guys, I'm going to step out real quickly. I'll be back in 2 seconds, okay? You think about that question, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I had to step out there. So the last question that we put out there, and I can see that we've got a lot of answers in, which is great. Forks were once considered sinful because of why? Because they were too expensive, because they were devilish, they insulted God's design, or they were linked to witches. Let's see what everybody here said across the board. For some reason there we go. All right. So Bruce says they were linked to witches, and Dan says they insulted God's design. Troy also says insulted God's design. Troy says it. Kevin says it. Kathy went with devilish. And then Nathan says, oh man, I'm guessing C, insulted God's design. Those are on the bottom of my page. It makes the page slide. David, hello. Welcome to the chat. David says, I have fashionably entered the chat. Yes, you have, David. You have indeed. He would like everyone to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for the plug there, Dave. That's awesome. Bruce says hello to Dave, and Troy says hello, Dan, and of course, Kathy. Kathy is David's mom, by the way. David is the baby of 3. And he is saying hello back. How polite of you. So, Dave, we were just covering the question here. Forks were once considered sinful because of what reason? Were they too expensive, devilish, insulted God's design, or linked to witches? That's the question we're covering right now. And everybody here has pretty much come up with the same answer, which is with a little bit of column B and column C and a little bit of D. So we've got a spread across the board here of whether people think it's devilish, insulted God's design, or if it was linked to witches themselves. They are dingle hoppers. Dingle hoppers, they say. Dave says chopsticks do it better. Yes, they absolutely do. And Chris says, ask Scuttles and Errol. That's true, actually. I remember that. So the actual answer is it insulted God's design. Hands were considered divinely sufficient. So they said, like, this is not with God's design. Use your hands. God gave us these hands. We eat with these hands. We touch with these hands. Life begins with these hands. They were so super against a fork at that time because of it. So forks spread slowly through Europe as a result. It became popular later, and now it's a class. It's in everyone's homes. But originally, they thought to themselves, "No, this is wrong. It's against God's design. We eat with our hands." And there are still some cultures out there that still actually just only exclusively eat with their hands. So there you go. There is. I knew, Chris. I knew that that was coming from the Little Mermaid. Scuttles and Ariel. Oh yes, definitely. So there you go. There's the answer. Next question. Early computer programming was seen as work for whom? I believe this was a Netflix special, as a matter of fact. I believe they covered this on Netflix. It was a show. It wasn't a documentary, but it was a historical show on the first people who programmed the computers that we currently use today as a result of their work. That is not the exact work that they were doing, but they certainly laid the foundation for it. So the question was, early computer programming was seen as work for whom? Was it for men, or was it for women? Was it children or priests? We got a couple of answers coming in here. Nathan says for women. And let's see. Dan says children. Bruce says women. Dave says it was for men, but it was a woman that created the basis of the code we use now. Troy says women. And Chris says men. And Kathy says women. Okay, I think we've got a pretty good flow of people in here. Perfect. So the question was, everybody, to reiterate, early computer programming was seen as work for whom? Was it men, women, children, or priests? I saw something else popping up here. Dave says, but if you're talking about pre-digital ticker tape, it was a woman's job. Kevin says the same thing for women. And the correct answer is, everyone, women. So good job on that. The majority of you got that one correct. The explanation is it was treated as it was considered clerical works, and most men thought that was beneath them. That was a woman's job to do. So the women were the ones that were assigned to do the computer pre-programming. And they did a mighty fine job of it as well. Women programmed the first computers. So there you go. That's a good International Women's Day question, I think. I think. So the next one, this is a fun one. Bubble wrap. I'm sure you all know about bubble wrap. Who here cannot resist popping the bubble wrap when it shows up in a package? I'm a bubble wrap popper for sure. I know a few other people that are bubble wrap poppers. But if I were to ask you this, riddle me this. Bubble wrap was originally invented as what? Was it packaging, wallpaper, insulation, or a toy? Dan says that it was originally created for wallpaper. For insulation. Nathan says insulation as well. Troy comes in as wallpaper. Dave says insulation. Bubble wrap was originally invented as what? Packaging, wallpaper, insulation, or a toy. Kathy comes in at insulation. Ooh, going against Dave there, Kathy. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Actually, you're not going against Dave at all. You said the same thing. My bad. Oh, and we have Kevin here saying wallpaper. Okay, I think I have everyone here. All right, so the question was, bubble wrap was originally invented as what? Packaging, wallpaper, insulation, or a toy? And the correct answer is wallpaper. It failed as decor, they say, so they made it wallpaper instead. It took years before it took years for it to be marketed as wallpaper before it became a packaging product, and that was only by mistake. Somebody had attempted to put it in the on the walls, and then they had thrown it in a box of other things, knickknacks that they had in the house, and they noticed that it was really great for buffering material, and it became a packaging product instead. It would be some fun wallpaper. I don't know, like you guys, but like I would definitely take pleasure in walking into a room with even just like a thumbtack. But this would be better, you know, like just go in there and go like jab, 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 and hear it pop, pop, pop. That would be fun. Or making it like this one big room mosh pit where everybody's kind of cracking off it. Something satisfying about bubble wrap. It does it. Does it for me. Wallpaper. Yep. It was originally, Kathy, I know, it was originally invented as wallpaper. Crazy, eh? Craziness, I tell you. Okay. So the next question. Next question here is we're going into ancient Rome now. So in ancient Rome, toothpaste often included what? Honey, chalk, ash, or urine? Question was, in ancient Rome, toothpaste often included what? I'm looking up on the chat right now, and I had congratulated Kathy early. I thought that she was conflicting Dave, but she didn't. She was actually going with the same answer as Dave had said. And it turns out that it turns out that she was going with what he said. Dave's a pretty smart guy. I think anybody in here has experienced Dave. He usually has an explanation for everything. Some people actually ask for his explanations on everything when they're in here on my chats. So we always enjoy it when Dave is in here giving his Wikipedia explanations of everything for sure. So the question I'm going to reiterate around because I'm getting a lot of answers in here. In ancient Rome, toothpaste often included what? Honey, chalk, ash, or urine? A few people have weighed in here on the board. I think the majority of you have weighed in here on the board. Just one sec here. Dave said nuts. I don't know why he said that. I'm going to bypass that. Dave then said ash, C. Kathy says urine. Bruce said chalk, and Nathan said urine, and Kevin said urine. Making it way down, guys. Troy says ash, and Dan says crush mouse brains. Brains. That was not part of the 4 though, but it is an educated guess for sure. But he changed. He gets more for serious there, Dan, and he says urine as an answer. Dave says, stop glazing me. No, I will not stop glazing you. You're a smart guy. Sometimes you're a little too smart for your own good, but I'll do what I do. It's my chat. They crushed up nutshells as an abrasive. Yes, they did, but that's also not the question, Dave. Yeah, they did actually use that in toothpaste as well. But in this list, it is not one of the categories. So Troy, before I read out the answer, Troy has decided to flip his answer over into the urine category. Are you going into the urine category because your friend Kevin said so? We shall find out. So the question was, in ancient Rome, toothpaste was often included which of these 4 products? Was it honey, chalk, ash, or urine? And the correct answer is, everyone, urine. So again, it's the ammonia, right? It cleans laundry and it also cleans your teeth. So Roman beauty routines were aggressive. It had a lot of urine in it, apparently. So maybe that's why, I don't know. I was going to crack a joke there and it wasn't going to be fun. It wasn't going to be fun at all. Not at all. Not at all. So there you go. That was the end of that category. I hope you guys enjoyed. Changing it to urine was definitely a good call there, Troy. Good job. So are we ready? Oh, here we go. Crushed mouse brains is an ingressuent to. Sorry. Crushed most brains. Yeah, they were certainly clever with a lot of their ingredients for toothpaste. But you know what, though? Good on them for even wanting to take care of oral hygiene, really, at the end of the day. When you think about the timelines of where they were, I think it's pretty commendable that they were even thinking of oral hygiene or hygiene just in general. David says, I'm pretty sure some recipes had honey as well, maybe in Egypt, which is also technically Rome, question mark. Yeah, they did do a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll do a documentary sometime on toothpaste in ancient times. A documentary by Holly Kearney from Kearney's Lounge. And I'll like make my own product and I'll like do the dog's teeth with it or something. Okay. So this is the part that I was looking forward to the most. Now, again, everybody, Dwayne said earlier today, last night when I was talking to them, just an FYI, those who don't know me, Dwayne is my brother. And he said that I sound absolutely terrible whenever I try to sing and or hum anything in life. And I know where this is probably coming from. I've planted a seed of better word for it, shit fuckery. I have been messing with my brother on the side, and I can't wait for him to find out that I've been doing this, but he won't know this until June. So I think he's making fun of my singing as a result of a seed that I planted a while ago. I personally don't think I sound that bad, but we're about to transition into a category where you're going to find out how good or bad I could be, and we'll go from there. Okay? All right. So expect a little bit of impromptu singing on this category. So this one is called One Hit Wonders. It's, one massive hit, the song, you might not know the artist kind of deal. So let's see which one hit wonders you are actually tracking and which ones you're not. I think going through these lists, there'll be songs like almost everybody here, I'm sure, will know, but a lot of us don't actually know who sings them. So let's see what you guys think. All right, so question number 1. So we're going to start this off with who sang this song, okay? So who sang this song? The song, Take On Me. Take on me, take on me. All right. You can tell me to shut up anytime. I won't be insulted. So the question was, who sang the song Take On Me? Was it Aha, Alphaville, Duran Duran, or Tears for Fears? Everybody is coming in very quickly on the board here. So Nathan and Dan, Bruce, and Troy have all so far come in and said, Aha. Take on me, take on me. All right, so I'm actually going to open up my YouTube, but I'm only going to play like 5 seconds or so of each song. Kathy has come in with Aha. I don't want to be getting copyright. Heck no, they say heck no. Heck no. Okay, so I think everybody here has pretty much swept the board with Aha. So the question was, who sang the song Take On Me? I got you there, Kev. I got you. Kathy, I got you down on the board as well, because guess what? This is our 3rd time. An absolute queen sleep across the board. Everybody got that one correct. It is Aha. A song dominated charts worldwide and became iconic thanks to its animated video. Aha had other releases, but none matched this level of global impact. The video took over 3,000 drawings to complete. I really enjoyed that video, actually, the comic strip one. And as a little girl watching it, I was always enthralled by how he got into the book. It was so ahead of its time for its time. So there you go. It was Aha that sang the song Take On Me. Bruce made a comment here. What might be a one-hit wonder in Canada might not be their only hit in another country. I completely agree with you, Bruce. I agree. Okay, so Who sang the song Come On Eileen? Come on, Eileen, no, I swear, do. She brings everything. Okay, I'm going to paste this on here. The four choices are The Jam, Dexy's Midnight Runners, Madness, or The Pogues. Oh, we've got a couple of people coming in on the board here. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Dex's Midnight Runners has been sweeping the board here. Wow, everyone's saying Dex's Runners. So we've got Troy on the board. We have Bruce, Dan, Nathan, and Kevin, and Kathy. All right, so the question was, Come On Eileen, who is it sang by? Is it The Jam, Dex's Midnight Runners, Madness, or The Pogues? And the answer is, it was absolutely correct. You guys are like, that's 2 in a row. Good for you. Good for you. Clean sweep right across the board. Everyone got that one correct. It was Dex's Midnight Runners, a massive UK and US hit that completely overshadowed the rest of their catalog. The band originally hated being known only for this song, but they kind of had to suck it up because that's what they became to us on this side of the pond. So there you go. Good job. That was the second time that you guys had swept the board. This is good. This is good. All right. So next question. Who sang Tainted Love? Who sang Tainted Love? I'm going to paste your options here on the board. Was it Soft Cell, Erasure, Yazoo, or Pet Shop Boys? I'm going to bring that one up. I like that song. Tainted Love. Tainted Love, was it Soft Cell, Erasure, Yazoo, or Pet Shop Boys? Got a couple of answers coming in here. Who sang Tainted Love? Hope I didn't go over the copyright. I'm sure it'll tell me. Okay, so the question was, who sang Tainted Love? Was it Soft Cell, Erasure, Yazoo, or the Pet Shop Boys? We've got a few people coming in here saying Erasure. Troy said Erasure. Oh, actually, I am absolutely all over the place here. I should probably scroll. I didn't even show. My goodness, I'm losing it here. For some reason, it won't show. There we go. All right, so the options were Soft Cell, Erasure, Yazoo, or Pet Shop Boys. We've got Troy. Troy came in with Soft Shell. Same with Kevin. Same with Bruce. And wow, you guys are sweeping the board again. Okay, great. I am just going to go ahead and not pretend that I'm putting these points down because I am, and everybody just swept the board there. You're absolutely correct. The answer is Soft Shell. Soft Cell, sorry, is the answer to that question. Synth pop staple that defined the early 80s sound. It's actually a cover of a 1960s soul song as well, by the way. Tainted Love. Tainted Love. Dave says, I don't know any of these answers, but I know y'all need to smash the like button. He's doing a great job of advertising for my thing. This is great. Thanks, Dave. You want me to try that again? I'm going to try that accent again. I don't know if any of these ain't. Hold on. Let me try it again. One more time. Last try. I promise. I don't know any of these answers, but I know y'all need to smash the like button now. You hear? Yeah, I went a little slow there. It even looked like, actually, video-wise, that I was in slow motion. So you're welcome. Special Effects Holly 101. Nathan says, I always thought it was a Clash song. Maybe they've covered it. All right. I hope this one's going to be easy for all of you here. The next song is, who sang the song Ice, Ice, Baby? Who sang the song? Thank you, Troy. I tried. What about the singing? No one's complained about the singing, but no one said anything great about it either. Everyone's avoiding that topic, I guess. So the question was, who sang the song Ice Ice Baby? Was it MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, Coolio, or Sir Mix-a-Lot? Troy comes in at B, Vanilla Ice. Ice Ice Baby. Great job on that. Bruce also comes in as Vanilla Ice. Nathan says Vanilla Ice. And Troy has confirmed, Dwayne, you have been debunked by at least one person in this world. My singing isn't that terrible. He tells me I really should stop because I'm going to lose subscribers. I don't know if it's a brother messing with the head thing or if it's truly like I can't tell you because he might be on here, but like I do have something on the go that could be causing him to say that. And it's awesome that he is saying it. It means that what I have on the background is working. Sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry. Okay, so the question was, guys, who sang Ice Ice Baby? The options were MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, Coolio, or Sir Mix-a-Lot. And the answer is, bam, majority of you got that correct, actually. It is Vanilla Ice. The first hip-hop song to top the Billboard on the Hot 100 list. The baseline controversy helped make it even more famous. Vanilla Ice, Ice Baby. And that bass underlying tone was the doom 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 doom. So there you go, Nathan. I'm sure if you had your bass out right now and you were online with me, you'd be able to play that for me. Play that funky music, Nathan. Okay, so good job on everybody getting that one pretty much all across the board correct. Bruce said he got sued by Queen for sabotage basis, I imagine. Oh yeah, I could see that. Under Pressure, and Ice Ice Baby definitely would have the same underlying tone. They do, actually. And Kathy, I did not miss you in that. I did give you points for Vanilla Ice, so not a worry. I got you on the board there. So the next question is, video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. Who sang the song? Was it the Buggles, the Cars, ELO, or Talking Heads? Who sang the song? Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. In my mind and in my car. Got too far, she's got too far. Was it the Buggles, the Cars, ELO, or Talking Heads? Got a lot of people coming in here. Don't stop believing is what Kathy said. You sing good. Yeah, Dwayne's just on me recently. But a lot of people are coming in here and saying the Buggles is who sang Video Killed the Radio Star. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I've got everyone in here. Kathy, I don't believe I have you clocked in here. So the question was, who sang the song Video Killed the Radio Star? And the answer is Kathy, I'm stalling so I can give you a point. But I'm going to have to read the answer now. Okay, so the answer is, you guys have swept the board again. It's the Buggles. So great job to everyone on that one. Worry not, though. You might be confident right now on this category, but I'm going to make this much harder for you. I promise. I promise. So the actual answer is the Buggles. So great job, everybody. Kathy, got you down. You got it in just in time. So forever remembered as the first video played on MTV. Well, there you go, guys. Did you know that it was the first song video played on MTV? Video killed the radio star. The MTV launched it in 1981 with this exact song playing as their first performance. That was something I had learned today. All right. Ugh. Next song, and I'm going to start making these harder and harder each time, so good luck to everyone. True music enthusiasts, I believe, will be able to get the remainder of these songs. The next song is My Sharona. Who sang the song My Sharona? Was it Blondie, Cheap Trick, The Knack, or Foreigner? The question was, who sang the song My Sharona? Do My Sharona. Actually, that's one of the ones that I should try to find that one. My Sharona. I hope that I'm going to be able to get some of these songs stuck in your head today, everybody. All right, I got a few people coming in with answers here. Got to hit pause because I don't want to be hit for copyright. So the question was, My Sharona. Was it Blondie, Cheap Trick, The Knack, or Foreigner? A lot of people coming in here, and I lost my pen, so I'm going to talk my way through it so I don't panic. But I did find my pen, so now I'm back into the game. And I will be able to say that Adventure America, you came out with The Knack, and everyone else has followed suit with you as well. The Knack is pretty much the general consensus across the board of who sang My Sharona. And the correct answer is, we've got another clean sweep right across the board, everybody. I'm impressed. We've got some music enthusiasts in here, it seems. Everyone else has had lots of hits. Everybody else has had lots of hits. So the correct answer is, everyone, The Knack. So, Kathy, I did get you in on the board there. Great job on that one. So The Knack. The Knack is who sings the song My Sharona, one of the fastest selling debut singles of all times, incidentally. My Sharona. Who would have thought? One of the fastest, that is. One of the fastest debut singles of all times. It spent 6 weeks at #1 when it was first released. Pretty cool. And you know what? Regardless of the new generations or whatnot, it's been remixed a couple of times too. I bet that the millennials will know. The millennials will know. They won't know who actually sang it, but they actually know the song, which I believe to be true. Okay, next one. Who sang the song 99 Luftballons? 99 Luftballons. Was it Falco, Nina, Roxette, or Sandra? 99 Luftballons. And I officially did actually drop pen this time. All right. That would be the incorrect song. This is the correct song. I wonder if I can get. All right. That is the song I'm referring to, 99 Luftballons. Who sang it? Was it Falco, Nina, Roxette, or Sandra? A lot of people are coming in here saying Nina. So Troy says Nina, as well as Bruce. Bruce came in with Nina. Kev comes in here with Nina. Dan says Nina. Nathan says Nina. And he says Lift, but it's actually Luft. 99 Luftballons. All right, so the correct answer is who sang 99 Luftballons? It was indeed, everyone. Great job, Kathy. You got it in there. Nina. Nina is the correct answer. So we have another clean sweep across the board. Oh, my. You guys are really good with music. Good job. A rare case of German language song became a global hit. Originally, it was in German. I know that when it came over here, it was redone in English so that us English people could enjoy it more. But it is a German song. It is German for 99 red balloons, is what it stands for. The English and German lyrics tell slightly different stories, though. So there you go. 99 Luftballons. It's also been sang by a couple of other artists, but Nina was one of the original ones that sang that song. Okay. I'm going to look this next one up because there's a couple songs out there, and I know I didn't want to trick y'all too much, but there's a couple of versions of this song, and I wanted to play the specific song for you so that you got this one. You had a good chance with this song. So the song I'm going to ask you about right now is, who sang the song "You Get What You Give"? It is not Luftballons again. My goodness, it's this one. You get what you give. Was it Third Eye Blind, the Goo Goo Dolls, the New Radicals, or Matchbox 20? You get what you give. You always get what you give. Third Eye Blind, Goo Goo Dolls, the New Radicals, or Matchbox 20? You always get what you give. Since they're not on the board, I used to mistake this song for a Rolling Stones song. When I originally heard this song, I truly thought it was a Rolling Stones song. We got a couple of people coming in on the board here. The majority of you are saying the New Radicals, which is C. The New Radicals. Who sang the song "You Get What You Give"? This, let's see who is on the board. So Dan is on the board, and Bruce. Troy, I got yours locked in. Kevin and Nathan, definitely. Kevin and Nathan. Okay, so the question was, you get what you give. Who sang that song? Was it Third Eye Blind, the Goo Goo Dolls, the New Radicals, or Matchbox 20? And the correct answer is the New Radicals. So great job, everybody. You all got that one correct as well. The band broke up shortly after this song's success, actually. The singer later wrote hits for other artists instead, that he became a writer. Instead of a singer, it tore them up. It broke them apart. You get what you give. Here's another one. I'm going to get this off my face right now. Let's see. I don't know. Are you guys hearing the music that's coming across my phone here, or is it just useless for me to even do so? Because I'd like to actually play this song. I used to know. Here we go. Never heard of Third Eye Blind. Is that an actual group? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Third Eye Blind is definitely an actual group. You should check them out. They're not that bad. Yeah, Bruce, exactly, right? Like somebody I used to know. Sorry, correction. You get what you give. It sounds a lot like Rolling Stones was my comment, and he said, "You always get what you want." Yes, I used to get those mixed up all the time. Dan said he never heard of Third Eye Blind, but I really actually think you should check them out. I think they're an all right band. And Dan says it is not really coming through. Okay, that's too bad. That's too bad. Then I'm going to kibosh that altogether. So the next question is, and I'll work on that for the next time to have some small music clips that I can play for you guys to help you out. The next question is, who sang the song "Somebody That I Used to Know"? Someone that I used to know. Now it's just somebody that I used to know. Somebody. Now and then I think of all the times you screwed me over. So, who sang the song Somebody I used to know. The options are MGMT, Gautier, Passion Pit, or Foster for the People. I'm pretty pleased with myself that Dan was able to guess one of the four just based on what I was singing there. So, wah to you, Dwayne. All right, so everybody here is coming across with Gautier, and Gautier. 2, 3, 4. Great job, everybody. All right. And Kathy came in with MGMT, which is the acronym for management, by the way. Somebody that I used to know is sung by Gautier, one of the biggest songs of the 2010s worldwide. The xylophone sound came from the children's instruments in the background. I don't know if you remember the song, like it goes do 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 do. Yeah, Gautier. All right, so the next question is, we have 3 or 4 more to go, guys, before we are done for the evening. So the next question is, who sang the song Spirit in the Sky? Going on up to the spirit in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the best. Go to the place that's the best. All right, so the question was, I saw a couple more people pop in here just as I was in the middle of that one, so I'll explain myself. Who sang the song Spirit in the Sky? Was it Neil Diamond, Norman Greenbaum, Van Morrison, or Cat Stevens? A lot of people have come in here, and we are getting a few mixed questions here. So, sorry, mixed answers in here. Majority of you are saying Norman Greenbaum, though. Singing Great Holly, love that song. See, I'm telling you guys, like my brother, he's wrong. You know, the majority wins here. It's not going to stop. I'm not going to like apply to be on a cabaret anytime soon, but I can't sound like a bunch of cats in heat either. You know, like that was the reference that was used. Cats in heat is what I sound like. And I'm like, that can't be, because the playback, I myself have listened to it, you know, just to critique myself. And it's just maybe, I don't know. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying that it doesn't sound like cats in heat when I sing. All right, so we're getting some conversation going here on the song Spirit in the Sky. That's good. So, who sang the song Spirit in the Sky? Nathan came in here and said, or sorry, Dan said, told me to continue singing, which is appreciative of you. Generally, everybody here is answering the name Greenbaum, and Nathan says he wrote the song in 15 minutes and has lived off the royalties since. That's pretty cool. And, Kathy also concurs that I can sing Spirit in the Sky, which is great. Okay, so the question was Spirit in the Sky. Who sang it? Was it Neil Diamond, Norman Greenbaum, Van Morrison, or Cat Stevens? And guess what, you guys? You're all correct. My God, you guys are superstars when it comes to the music, it seems. It was Norman Greenbaum. You're absolutely correct. Still heavily used in movies and commercials decades later. It was written in 15 minutes, just like Nathan had said, and he's been cashing in the royalties ever since. So great job on that one, everybody. Pretty good indeed. All right. Second last question of the evening. Actually, no, there's a couple more. Who sang the song I'm Too Sexy? I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. I'm a model, if you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah. All right, so who sang the song I'm Too Sexy? Was it Dead or Alive, Right Said Fred, Erasure, or Devo? Okay, Dan came in already and he said, right said Fred. And same with Bruce. Bruce says, right said Fred as well. Same with Troy and same with Kevin. Wow, you guys. Like, seriously, your music knowledge is great. I almost feel like I'm not challenging you enough now. You're so good at it. So the question was, who sang the song, I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt? Was it Dead or Alive? Right said Fred. Erasure or Devo? The correct answer, everyone, is right said Fred. Y'all got that one correct too. The novelty hit that dominated in the early 90s radio stages. It was since been sampled in numerous things. We've all heard of the song I'm Too Sexy. We have all heard that song. Okay, so let's see if you guys know what this song is. I'm not sure what your knowledge of that song is. It is definitely a great song to make fun of, Dan, for sure. I'm Too Sexy. I'm too sexy for my hair, too sexy for my hair and my underwear. Right? There's so many ways you can rewrite that song. You can. So the next one is Bittersweet Symphony. Who sang that? Huh? Who sang Bittersweet Symphony? Well, it's a bittersweet symphony, that's why. So, who sang that one, everybody? Hey, Nathan, quick question for you. Would you have me as a backup singer in your band? Who sang the song Bittersweet Symphony? You know that I can change, but I'm here in my moan, yeah, I'm here in my moan, and there's a million different people from one step to the left, I can't change my moan, no, 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 no. Bittersweet Symphony, who sang it? Was it Oasis, Blur, The Verb, or Radiohead? Got a couple of answers coming in through. Everyone here generally is in the consensus that is The Verb. We're getting a few people here. That's great. Guess what, everybody? The correct answer is, you are right. It is The Verb. The Verb is who sang that song. The Verb. Legal issues over a sample limited the band's momentum, though, of this song, Bittersweet Symphony. The band later regained its song back later in life. So there you go. Here's a trick question for you all. Who sang the song Mambo Number 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody get together and come on, let's ride to the liquor store. And I don't know the words, but I know the tune, so I'm gonna continue. Mambo Number 5. Who sang Mambo Number 5? Was it Ricky Martin, Lou Bega, Pitbull, or Enrique Iglesias? Mambo Number 5. All right. Who sang that one, everybody? Smarty Pants. For those who just came in, we have a group of very experienced music lovers here, I can tell, because everything I have been throwing at you guys today with regards to the music category, you've gotten pretty much right. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed with everybody here in the chat today. Your music knowledge is next level. So the question that was asked was, who sang the song Mambo Number 5? The options were Ricky Martin, Lou Bega, Pitbull, or Enrique Iglesias. We've got a lot of people coming in here with Lou Bega. Lou Bega coming all the ways down on the board. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And Kathy, you were the last one to get in there. Perfect. Nathan, I can see you're in there too. So the question was, Mambo Number 5. Who sings it, everybody? It was indeed Lou Bega. Good job on everyone. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are definitely like music wizards for sure. Music wizards. Dan says, I thought Peraza might be a choice since you said it was a trick question. You know what? I probably started with, yes, you are correct. It was. And it was originally a 1940s tune that was reborn. So you're right. Traza was part of it. So Lou Bega in the 1940s tune Reborn as a pop phenomenon. It was banned from some radio stations due to its lyrics, though, in the early 40s, but has since clawed its way back into the charts and is now still there. Mambo number 5. He composed it. Okay, so here's one. I actually had to re-listen to this song because I was like, ooh, I know it, but I can't remember the tune very well. So who sang the song Tub Thumping? Tub Thumping. Was it, I'm going to paste it here into the chat, the song Tub Thumping? Was it sung by The Pulp, Blur, Chumbawamba, or Oasis? Pissing the night away, pissing the night away. I don't know. I have that in my head. Sorry, guys. So everybody here is coming out with Chumbawamba, which, by the way, I love that. I love that band name. I truly do. Chumbawamba. Like, where did they even come up with that? How did they come up with that? Kevin, I got you on the board as well. So the question was, I've got Nathan. I was wondering why you hadn't come in yet. Nathan says Chumbawamba, and generally everybody here on the wall says Chumbawamba. Who sang Piss on the Wall? Piss on the Wall. Who sang Piss on the Wall? Pissing the night away. I said Pissing the Night Away, but is there a song called Piss on the Wall? Probably is. I'd say Ozzy Osbourne as a guess. Sounds like something he would sing. Okay, but my question to you guys was Tub Thumping. Tub Thumping. What did Tub Thumper, or what did he sing? Was it The Pulp, Blur, Chumbawamba, or Oasis? And the answer was Chumbawamba. The song outlived the band's mainstream success, actually. It most certainly did. It lasted longer than the band. The band was openly anti-capitalist, and this is another reason why they were not as popular. People didn't like that so much. In some countries, North America, they love it. We're big capitalists. So you can just imagine. You imagine why Chumbawamba didn't make it. Didn't make it at all. Okay. So here's an oldie, and it reminds me of a cartoon called, I think that's F is for Frank, F is for Family, F is for Frank. It's one of those two. F is for Family, I think, is the name of the cartoon with Bill Burr in it. Who sings the song, Come and Get Your Love? Who sang the song, Come and Get Your Love? Is it, bam. Is it Redbone, Bread, Badfinger, or America? Who sang the song, Come and Get Your Love? Do-do-do-do-do. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Mm-hmm. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Oh, I was a bit flat there. It's a bit flat. Okay, so Come and Get Your Love. Who sang it? Was it Redbone, Bread, Badfinger, or America? A lot of people are coming in here saying Redbone, getting you down on the board here. You know what that means, right? Mytel, it means that whoever guessed Redbone is absolutely correct, and I'm getting you down here now, Kev. Bruce, I got you in there. Perfect. So the answer is absolutely correct, everybody. My God, like seriously, I'm going to have to bump up my game. Next time I come on trivia, I'm 100% going to come up with like harder questions for you. You're just too smart for me. Kathy, I got you down as well. Redbone is the absolute correct answer. It was revived by movies and commercials a few decades after it was released, and it became a new hit. And that's why I'm saying that F is for Family or F is for Frank, one of those two. They use that as their theme song as well. And now every time I hear that song, unfortunately, I see that cartoon's intro as opposed to appreciating the band Redbone for singing it. The band blended rock with indigenous influences. So they were pretty cool at their time. They still are. We still are. Okay. Are you guys ready for the second last question of the day? Second last question. Who sang? This one's hard. Okay. I believe this one's hard, and I think I'm going to get y'all on it because I haven't gotten you on a single music question yet. This is not fair. The chat's winning. It's not fair. So the next question is, who sang the song What's Up? Was it Four Non-Blondes, Garbage, No Doubt, or the Cranberries? I got to look it up. I always have like what I'm asking in my head, but for some reason that's not predominantly in the front of my head right now. Got it. I said, hey, what's going on? Maybe. It introduces like that. "25 years and I've got too soon, trying to get myself back to a hope of a better nation." All right, so the question was, who sings the song What's Up? Was it Four Non-Blondes, Garbage, No Doubt, or the Cranberries? Everybody here has come in with the same answer consistently. Of course, my music gurus, you're all working together on this. It's almost like you can see the answer key. I'm not quite sure if you can or can't. Confess if you can, which I doubt you can, but everybody here definitely just swept the board yet again. The answer to the question is, who sang the song What's Up? Was it Four Non-Blondes, Garbage, No Doubt, or the Cranberries? And the correct answer is Four Non-Blondes. The song title doesn't appear in the chorus. It's one of the most misnamed songs ever, they say. It's true. Not once does it actually say, "What's up?" It says, "What's going on?" I personally think that it should have been called What's Going On, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So, this is our last question of the day. Or my last question to you, actually, it's not my last question, I lied. It's the second last question. Second last question of the day. Who sang the song I don't know how else to ask that question. Who sang the song Was it Crash? Was it Crash? Was it Crash Test Dummies, Bare Naked Ladies, Spin Doctors, or The Blue Traveler? I'm not sure if you guys can see or hear. I was told earlier that you can't quite hear anything, but I'd like to hear this song right now. Get rid of that. Who sang the song Was it the Crash Test Dummies, Bare Naked Ladies, the Spin Doctors, or Blues Traveler? Superman never made any money. All right, so who sang the song? I think I was right actually at the beginning there. Crash Test Dummies, Bare Naked Ladies, Spin Doctors, or the Blues Traveler. The majority of the people in here have said Crash Test Dummies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we've got everybody, all you smarty pantses on the board again with the correct answer. Of course, the correct answer is Crash Test Dummies. So great job. My God, like I'm serious. I'm going to bump up the difficulty level the next time I come on for my Sunday afternoon live trivia because y'all too smart for me. Y'all too smart for me. Crash Test Dummies was absolutely the correct answer there. And Dan says, you would think that they would have sung You're right. Or called it Superman Never was never appreciated. I don't know, something like that. Crash Test Dummies definitely covered that song. A deep voice made it so unforgettable, though, don't you think? Like, I think that definitely, like, if it had been sung by anyone else, it probably wouldn't have been as popular. And bonus, Crash Test Dummies are Canadian. So yay for Canada. We did one thing right. We just didn't name the song right. But last song I am quizzing you on there, smarty pants, and I'm going to bump it up next time. My goodness, you're too good. So the last song for the evening is, who sang the song How Bizarre? Who sang the song How Bizarre? How Bizarre? Who sang the song How Bizarre? How bizarre? How bizarre? For some reason, the rest of the song is not in my head right now. It really isn't, but the only thing that keeps going through my head is how bizarre, how bizarre. Do 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 do. How bizarre, how bizarre. So the options were OMC, Aqua, UB40, or Savage Garden. How bizarre. Who sang it? OMC is coming across the board generally, everybody. My God, stop being too smart. You're so smart. Why? 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 Okay. All right. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. By process of elimination, Nathan says he is saying A. Nathan, how do you not know that? Come on, man. Come on. I know you know it. You're just saying it. You're just saying that. But the correct answer is, here we go. Clean sweep right across the board again, everybody. It was OMC, a massive worldwide hit with a tiny band name. I used to always get it mixed up with OMG, but it's OMC. Fact, it topped the charts in multiple countries simultaneously, so good on them for that. I got one for you. I got another one for you. Who sang the song One of Us? Was it Joan Osborne, Sheryl Crow, Alanis Morissette, or Meredith Brooks? Who sang the song One of Us? I will say that it is a spiritual pop hit. One of Us. Troy says A. Joan Osborne. What's everybody else out here say? This was our last one. It's a bonus question. Not that we need a bonus question. You guys are just like killing it tonight. Killing it. Dan, I've got you in. Troy, I've got you down on the board. Kev, I've got you down on the board. Bruce, you said A. Joan Osborne. Everybody here is pretty consistent with one another. Wow. Not trivia. How many hours do you need? Oh, on the other hand, yes. So, yes, I need 350 actually. I need 350 more hours before I can monetize. Never heard of this one. I will follow the herd, is what Nathan said, and he's going to say Joan Osborne as well. Everyone that has Joan Osborne. So the question was, one of us, right, one of us, Joan Osborne, Sheryl Crow, Alanis Morissette, or Meredith Brooks. All of y'all think it's Joan Osborne, and guess what? You were all correct. Even the ones who guessed because the other person guessed Joan Osborne, you're correct too. It was Joan Osborne, and as I said before, it was a spiritual pop hit that dominated the radio for quite a long time. The song was written by Eric Bazillion. I've always just liked saying that name, Bazillion. It's like saying Bazinga, but Bazillion. But yeah, it was written by him and it was performed by Jones. So, and it was a huge hit in its time. All right, so that is the conclusion, everybody. I've had a lot of fun, and I also found out that my crew that likes to come in on Sundays, all of you out there are huge music fans. So I think next time I'm gonna really actually bump it up and see what I can pull out of your heads. I'm learning more and more about all of you every time I come on here, which is pretty great. Now, getting back to what Dan had said. Dan, yeah. So I've got about 300 cheapers. 20. I'm at 30. Sorry, I'm at 3670 right now. So I still have a few hours to go. For those of you who are new to my channel, hi, my name is Holly, and I have almost monetized in the past. However, I am full-time military. I'm just starting to get comfortable talking about that part of it. So if I don't talk about those sort of things, it's usually because I feel like I'm going to get in trouble if I talk about it. But social media has become more open and diverse with people. So I'm getting a little bit more comfortable talking about those things. However, I'm full-time military. Twice I have almost monetized. And each time that I come closer and closer, I usually end up going on an exercise or an operation where I'm gone like between 6 and 10 months at the time. And my page has crashed every time. This time around, I actually said something. I kept it all to myself for years, right? I just kept trying to go and go and go and post and do better and whatnot. And I kept my struggles to myself. But it was about 2 or 3 months ago, I actually said it first time out loud. I need help, right? I put it on my community post. Nitro's Farms was one of the first people to catch it, somebody I've been following since she started on YouTube. And she didn't even know that I hadn't monetized yet. People assumed, but I hadn't. I had almost made it numerous times, but as soon as I would get deployed, all of my progress had just crashed because I didn't have new content to display. And most of the times I wasn't around a connection where I could do that. So this time around, I got to say that the community that's out there right now, thank you so much. Each and every one of you have played a vital role in where we are today with Kearney's Lounge. So huge shout out to everybody who was here on this page. I really honestly do appreciate every single one of you. You've been life-changing to me. You've inspired me when I needed it, and you helped me keep going. And plus, like Adventure America, I know that he's been one of my advocates lately. He found me through Nitro's Farms, and I believe that you have a military background, I'm guessing, Troy. So I appreciate you, and thank you for serving, if I am correct in that. But I have been struggling to get the watch hours. A lot of people have come on and started watching my playlists. I add to the playlists on a regular basis. If you want to help me out, that would be fantastic. I'm not a beggar, but I'm certainly an appreciative person. And that is, if you want to go in and play one of my playlists, it would go a long way. Even if you click onto it just before you go to bed, if you don't have time, sometimes, my longer content anyways, like it's more fun to watch it live than it is afterwards, and I get that. But if you do have the time, click in to one of my playlists, hit play. Maybe while you're sleeping, you wake up the next day. That's like 6 to 8 hours that I could get on my side just while you were sleeping, and it's a win-win for both of us. So if any of you could do that, that would be so appreciated. You have no idea. I've worked really hard on this channel, and I really want to see it flourish for what it could be. I can see things. Hello. I mean, how could you not? How could you not? Here's Mr. Joey. I know that Bruce wanted to see Joey. Bruce, I have a pretty good video coming actually of Joey for you, of them on the outside or whatnot. But I'll get to my chat now because I have been blabbering on about help me, save me. And I haven't paid attention to what you guys are actually saying in the chat. Oh, and I think what initiated was this comment right here. So thank you, Troy. Everyone that can please play one of her playlists, please do, he says, which is great. And you know what, Bruce, there's no doubt you have been with me from the moment that I first got online too. Bruce has been one of my followers. So I know that you've been working overtime on helping me, and I really appreciate it. Dan says, while Holly is gone, please run her videos. Yeah, guys. So I'm flying out tonight to go to Alaska. I'll be there until the middle of March, most likely. It's a debate on how long I will be there. I am with the military, and I'm deploying up there for an Arctic exercise with a couple of other countries. We're going to run around the mountains for a little bit and get cold. and play Army. So we are going to be doing that, and I'll be back in mid-March. But I'm pre-programming a bunch of scheduled videos now. What I did was I kind of made February a flashback February month. I'm pulling old content, stuff that I have never posted before. Things of Cooper when he was alive, Gus when he was a puppy, Mike, a cat that I had, him chasing um, a mouse, just all these old things that I just kind of found while I was searching there last week. And I decided to make February the flashback February. So you'll see a lot of older content of animals that aren't even walking this earth anymore. And I'd like to have it documented on there too, so that I can go back and look like you all will with your pets, I'm sure. When they go, it's nice to have that catalog available for you to flash back to and look at all of those things. Kathy, my mother-in-law, she says, support for you and lots of love from the entire family. And there's no doubt there, Kathy. I know I have a lot of love from the family. There you go. So I was right. Troy, you were active duty Marine. See, the reason I thought that was because one of your videos, you had a hat on one of your shelves in the background. It looked like a Marine hat. So thank you very much for your service. Indeed. Kevin, thank you for your service. I hope you're saying that to Troy as well. Sounds like you guys already know each other anyways. And it's my absolute pleasure. I got into the military because I genuinely like doing it. I do. My background is logistics, and that's what I do for the military. But yeah, I enjoy it. Brings me places. I've met so many people on and off being through the military and here. Like, it's just unbelievable. And I'm happy to say that I'm on my way up there to hang out with Italians and people from the US. I think this Mongolia is coming, Norway, Switzerland. There's a couple of other countries that are going to be part of this NATO exercise. So it's fun, right? It's fun. Hang out with a dog one day and then go hang out with a bunch of people from all around the world the next day. How could you not love that? It's great. And they give you clothes to wear. So I don't even have to worry about what outfit I'm going to wear. The military takes care of that for me. So handicapped traveler, that's Dan. Thank you, Holly and Troy, for your service, is what he says. Joey, yes, Joey did his little cameo here on the screen. Kathy says, thanks, Holly, for caring for my grandpups and, well, my baby. Stay safe. Yes, always. So I'm going to conclude it for this evening. Dan, no, I am definitely going to be taking videos as best I can anyways, because I had to think of security, right? If I'm on the United States base, they're pretty strict about filming and whatnot. But if I'm able to get out and look at some of the countryside, maybe, I'm definitely going to take every opportunity that I can to take some videos while I'm in Alaska. That's for sure. I'm really looking forward to the Northern Lights. That's my biggest thing that I am the most stoked about. I don't even care about it being cold. I don't mind the cold, actually. Troy is a very good friend of Kevin's. Well, this is great. And you know what, you two, I really appreciate you both being on here with me today. I know I think there's an hour's difference between me and you over there. So, like, honestly, everybody who has, and Kathy, I know this is your first time from beginning to end, and I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed having you on here. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. All of you. So I'm going to end the stream here on a high note. To absolutely everybody out there, thank you very much. I think I will try my best to see if I can get anything live while I'm up there. It's highly doubtful, and I certainly will not make any promises because I don't really want to get in trouble. Who does? But if I can, I most definitely will. I can be pretty sneaky from time to time. So we'll see what I can pull while I'm up in Alaska for sure. But other than that, it's all right. So this is a wrap for this evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and playing along. If you enjoyed tonight, hit like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, we'll do this again on the next Sunday that I'm back on ground here at the Kearney's Lounge. Have an awesome rest of your day to everyone. And until then, I'll see you all next time. I appreciate you. Be kind to one another and have a great rest of your Sunday.